when you started getting that negative feedback,
Yeah.
right? How did you navigate that? How did you, of course, you work on something for
Yeah.
a significant amount of time,
Yeah.
and nobody likes to hear bad things about them, right? But I
Yeah.
think being in game dev, that's a part and parcel of any game dev's life.
Yes,
So,
of course.
what was your thought process? What did you feel like?
I was very happy to get negative feedback because the thing is, if your game is, I can't say it's objectively bad because a game is art and art is subjective.
Correct.
So you can make a really intentionally also make a bad game, and there will probably be people who like it.
Do you know, on this recent stream with Shubham and Harsh, we actually saw a game called Coconut Simulator.
Okay.
The game is nothing. It's just a coconut on a beach,
Yeah.
and the only control is with your mouse. You dolly around that coconut.
Yeah.
Coconut doesn't move. There's nothing whatsoever. And to add to this, there are two modes of the game. One
Okay.
is an arcade mode, wherein this is what happened, what I described.
Yeah.
And then there's a realistic mode.
Oh.
What happens in a realistic mode is the entire screen goes black, and there's a message. This is the realistic mode because coconuts don't have eyes; they can't see anything. so yeah, I mean, and the game is priced at what, 52 rupees, and the developer has multiple of these games. They have coconut simulator, some grass simulator,
Wow.
and some of these games are priced at 400 rupees.
Okay.
And you have to read the reviews of this coconut simulator. This changed my life. I got to know how it feels to be a coconut. Then there was a comment called #justice for coconuts because they don't have eyes. Very funny comment. But yeah, I mean, I agree that intentionally a few people make such horrible games. But yeah, when you are starting out making something that is so ambitious as Frontier Paladin, you don't necessarily want to create a bad game, right?
Yes, of course. I mean, I don't think most people want to create a bad game, and even Coconut Simulator sounds kind of hilarious. I don't know if it's bad. I think it's just a joke meme game, right? So it definitely has its place.
Yeah.
I feel like, but I think, look, in the end, you're making something that's very complicated. We are not experts at it.
Yeah.
So we made a lot of assumptions, and we've, it's basically like if you're cooking and you've never made this recipe before, you want to take a taste, right?
Yeah.
As you're cooking, does it need more salt? Does it need more pepper? Too much ginger? Not enough garlic? What have you?
Yeah.
And okay, you can taste it, but if you're cooking for a whole family,
Yeah.
right? It's also helpful for like, okay, my wife will come and also she might have her own slight taste preferences.
Yeah.
I might think the salt. Actually, I'm in my family. Everyone jokes I'm very bad with salt. I can't taste salt really.
Okay.
So if there's too much salt or not enough salt, I can usually not tell. Everyone else can tell, but I can't. So for example, that's a good example because like if I taste it and I'm like, okay, salt level seems fine to me.
Yeah.
But everyone else, if they had tasted it at the time, they're like, no, this is
Yeah.
not enough salt. You need
Yeah.
to put more. It would have been useful to know before I, put everything in the bowl,
Yeah.
in the plates, and brought it to the kitchen. So for me, negative feedback is a good thing. I quite like it because it's actually hard. Like in this day and age where people's times are so limited,
Yeah.
you can even ask people, you can give them a free game and say, hey, please, just play it and give me 2 seconds of feedback. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not sure why these guys seem AI is a bit bored.
That's
But we're still working on that. That's one of those areas I feel like we're always working on. I don't know about you, but AI is so tricky for us.
Absolutely. And especially in our game, there's so much of it. There's traffic system, pedestrians.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, that's a whole new conversation. We can have a separate video on that.
Yeah. Sorry, we were talking about feedback. So the negative feedback to me is great because someone still has to put in their time and effort to give you that negative feedback, and it's not something that comes that easily in this day and age.
True.
Again, with like 30, 40, 50 games being released on Steam, yes, that feedback, getting it is, I think someone still they're not spending money necessarily, but they're putting in the time.
Yeah.
And like I said, time these days is, it's not easy.
Yeah.
So for me, it was not like, oh, they're talking bad about my game. It's like, please talk bad about my game so I know how to fix it and I can fix it in time.
Fair.
Before the game is launched.
So that you don't get that negative feedback after the game is launched. Makes sense.
Because we made that mistake with Miners Metal. We didn't do any external testing. We did internal testing.
Yeah.
We're like, this seems in a good enough place to launch.
Yeah.
And firstly, with a small team again of 10-ish, you're going to miss a lot of bugs.
Absolutely.
You know, so we missed a lot of bugs. And then also just some things that we liked, other people didn't like.
Yeah.
You know, I liked it, so I put it in. But that's not really.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, it's not how. I mean, of course, you don't want to make a game by committee, but at the same, you should have a strong vision.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you need to have a pretty good idea that okay, like this is a feature that people like. You know,
Yeah.
you need to know what is going to be really good. You need
Yeah.
to know what is acceptable.
Yeah.
You know, and what is bad. And obviously, you try and improve the things that you think are critical to the game's success. So it was really good getting feedback. We've been getting lots of feedback, and I've been very happy with even the negative feedback.
Yeah.
And of course, when you get positive feedback, which we started to get more and more,
Yeah.
that really like kind of
That
makes your
feels-
heart
feels
sing.
good. Yeah.
Like makes your heart feel full, and it motivates you to keep on working on games also, working on the game.
For the people who want to check out this game, does it have a Steam page?
Yes, there is a Steam page. You can go to Steam and put in Frontier Paladin.
And I'll make it easier for you guys. I'll leave the link in the description. So go ahead and wishlist the game.
Yeah, that would be super helpful.